Hello and welcome to this week's episode of PolitiBabble Newscast, where we discuss the news. I'm Sam Rowe, and today I'm joined by...
Archibald Elliott.
And Risha Shaw.
Okay, and today we're just going to be talking about current events.
Yay.
Here we go.
Hope that blasted out your eardrums there.
That should be just right.
Yeah. I think that's our aim here at PolitiBabble, to deafen you with our beautiful voices.
Look at it this way: the quicker we deafen you, the sooner you don't have to listen to us anymore.
Yes.
So, it's a cycle. It's a cycle.
Yes.
Yes.
A good cycle at that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Very, very good.
So how's your guys' weeks been? I think we might have touched on it within our breaking it down 3 about the political spectrum. Go have a check out of that
Yeah.
if you've not heard it already. But how have you guys' week been? Weeks
been. Yeah, we knew what you meant.
Spit it out, Archie. Spit it out.
Yeah, mine's been all right. A lot of schoolwork, but
Still time for political podcasting.
still time for political. As long as I can do PolitiBabble, I'm okay.
Yes.
I passed my driving test, guys.
I know, congratulations.
I drove us
Yay.
up the hill
Got stopped by police.
because I didn't have my lights on, not because I was driving recklessly.
No.
Well, I guess that is kind of driving recklessly.
But other than that, it was a pretty smooth drive.
Yes,
So-
very, very good driving on my part.
At least you didn't do a me and fail as you come out of the test centre, you know.
Yes. Well,
Oh well.
as long as you're
I
not
know,
bitter about
yes.
it, Archie.
The
As long as you
annoying
didn't
part
fail
is
because you were too good.
it was only 4 minors.
Joe
And the
won.
rest was 4 minors, and just
Yes.
failed. Test
4
centre.
minors.
Happens.
Happens.
To the best of us. Oh no,
Not
wait,
to
it didn't
bra-
happen.
Not to
to
Risha! Zingers.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I feel so mean when I say things like that.
Oh,
Because,
don't worry. I find
it's
it
so
funny.
funny.
It is so funny.
It's so right
Uh.
to say.
Oh,
Speaking of
yes.
things that are so bad but so right, Jeremy Corbyn.
What a brilliant segue.
But you see, so wrong, but also so wrong.
Another,
Well-
less good. Didn't make sense, but it's good. We're here.
Yes.
We're here.
Jezza.
Lots been happening with Jezza. He's been back into kind of the forefront of the news once again.
Big J. See?
Unfortunately.
Everyone's looking at me as if I'm going to be the one to lead on this.
Break the news.
For all you who don't know, so Jeremy Corbyn was suspended from the Labour Party for saying that after a investigation revealed anti-Semitism within Labour, shock, for saying that it was had been overblown by the media, and he was
And his political opponents.
and his political opponents, and he was suspended by Keir Starmer. There was then a subsequent investigation to find out whether that was a justified suspension, which it was not, according to the investigation.
And they
Which is all.
then ruled.
They then ruled that he was to be let back into the Labour Party. However, he has not been given the Labour Party position in Parliament and such. He doesn't have a whip. So what this means is
He can't whip down people.
he can't actually whip people.
Yeah.
It means he cannot. So he individually is a member of the Labour Party, but he sits in Parliament as an independent, which I believe that means that there's going to be a Labour candidate running against him if he runs in the next.
Yeah, unless he's reinstated.
Unless he's
Yeah.
reinstated.
Ooh.
Which I mean, I don't know if he's actually been reinstated.
I think
as-
in the nicest way, I do, I don't really, have any qualms against Jeremy Corbyn, but I think, some things just need to stop. I think, this is a bit of a sign just to stop and sit down.
And say, we accept there were
Yeah.
anti-Semitism. And it was interesting because his comments came after Keir Starmer said he would suspend anyone and he would take it very seriously if anyone says they've been overstated. So
Yeah.
it was a faux pas by Mr. Corbyn.
Mr. C.
It is, and it's. Yeah, no, I'm not. That was.
He is hella old as well. So
So
Jeremy Lee.
we need to get rid of the boomer he is.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's such a personal attack.
he's only
Sorry,
like
we know
50,
you
isn't he?
admire him so much, Sam. So
I mean, well,
we'll
you know
calm
what?
down. We'll calm down.
Pre-sex.
From I'm sure, like many of the younger people listening
Yeah.
will be able to relate to this. Like, I'm into politics and I'm interested because of Jeremy Corbyn.
Yeah.
He was the first politician that made me stop and listen. So I do have a soft spot for Jeremy Corbyn, and I'm not embarrassed to
It's
admit
Ed
that.
Miliband for me.
I see
They can
they'll both never beat good old Theresa May.
Theresa.
Anyway,
Moving swiftly on.
like I don't like the Conservative Party, but you
Really?
know, Theresa May was just like I did really feel sorry for her because she
Yeah.
had the hardest job in the
It
world
was a
at
poison
that time.
chalice.
She would have been good
And-
not in Brexit. Brexit
I
is the
don't know
unfortunate
if
part
she
of
would
her.
have been. That's the
think
thing, though, because
the issue
she
with her,
very much
yeah.
broke.
The issue with her being the leader of the Conservative Party is the one thing she wasn't good at was being the leader of the Conservative Party.
But the thing is, she provided a strong and stable leadership.
Well,
Anyway,
Using her terms there.
that's what she said she provided.
she was there.
You know, she
It's
was
pretty
on the
stable.
news.
Pretty stable.
There's a lot of words I would use to describe Britain under Theresa May. I don't know if stable is quite the one.
I
that
can
comes
say
to
I can say
mind.
she'll never beat Margaret Thatcher.
Yeah, that is another hot take.
Please don't.
But we're not going to turn this into
No.
a Maggie episode.
But going
don't
on
worry.
to Conservative Party, just today.
Yeah.
Whenever you're listening to it, it was the Thursday, the 19th of November. Boris Johnson announced a £16 billion increase in defence spending. That's an increase by
Beautiful.
10%.
New defence spending.
Spending.
Yeah, and I think honestly,
My question is, what are we defending ourselves from?
It's basically spending on the
The
military.
French.
The French, yes, the French. As Sam
But,
mentioned in
like-
our newscast,
but,
they're not
like-
breaking it down.
How dare they give us decent
You know,
democracy?
I haven't heard of any, wars going on.
No, they do a lot of humanitarian work.
There are-
They work
I
with
suppose.
NATO and other peacekeeping forces around the world to kind of promote British interests.
I think the crucial part of this is we can all agree that the military can serve good purposes and it
Yeah.
can serve bad purposes. Historically, it has served often bad purposes,
yeah.
but it has also served good ones. What interests me the most is why has he done it now?
Oh.
Has he done it
Oh.
because he thinks it is what is necessary, or is he doing something that Conservative and it's kind of the path Labour is going down? Is he trying to appeal to good old-fashioned British patriotism?
Well, the
No.
thing is, I support the increase in defence spending. I think our
But
military does a
why?
sterling job at it's protecting.
Peace.
It protects our country.
Ha-ha.
It keeps us as peace, and it provides a vital partner for like NATO and the US to kind of oppose any intervention on our rights, such as Russia launching attacks,
Lockdown
China
Russians.
launching attacks, and it kind of
Hashtag
it
make
maintains.
China
It retains the world peace, and if they used swords again, we could use the brilliant
Hashtag
give us swords as we like to mention.
Oh, that
So,
was a nice comeback.
Boris Johnson, don't invest
Callback.
16 billion into defence spending. Invest it into us and hashtag
Give
give
us
us
swords.
swords.
Like, I mean, if we're gonna have royals, might as well give them swords and send them
Exactly.
to war. It
I mean,
seems fairly
well,
on brand.
Sam, you clearly don't know your royals because both Harry, William, and all the
serve
rest
in the military. I know.
served in the military.
Do they have swords that they use in battle?
No,
No,
but
well
they get
then-
they have
fancy-
ceremonial ones.
They do.
They get
use them in
fancy
battle.
outfits that they get to
You
wear
see,
at their weddings.
that's what we're going to get here at PolitiBabble. We're going to get a uniform and we're going to get swords.
Hello and
just
welcome
for
to
us.
PolitiBabble, a sword-based podcast.
Yes,
I wish.
where
I
we
wish,
just
Sam.
where we just talk about swords. That would be good.
It would be.
Ah.
It would. Oh,
Wish I had a sword.
climate strike, Archie.
Yes.
Oh,
Moving on to
yes.
some local news, which we do like to cover.
Take it away,
at,
Archie.
at the expense of some listeners not knowing, we do cover local news. We are hosting,
What?
and I'm sure
No.
PolitiBabble, we endorse this fully. Are hosting the 10th Island, not PolitiBabble hosting,
Yeah.
but through the IMSCN, which is the Isle of Man Student Climate Network, we are hosting the
relation.
island's 10th climate strike. 10th climate strike.
Wow.
Double digits. Congratulations.
Thank you. We've reached the milestone to protest against the government's lack of inaction on climate change.
Oh, that doesn't
Can
sound
we
like the
chain
Manx
ourselves to
government.
Tynwald yet?
Not
To the
quite.
hill?
Not quite yet. Not
No,
quite.
the building. I
Building,
mean,
building.
but the hill would be even
Yes.
The
better.
thing to do is pile up on the hill.
Yes, there we are.
Are we
but-
bringing the megaphone again? Archie?
Yes, the megaphone's returning.
I'll get some
Um,
chants ready.
Yeah, because the government has actually decided in their climate forum, which is supposed to be representative of the population, to only include one under 25's representative out of 36 members.
Oh.
Only one person under 25.
That's
and no one under 18, even though
oh.
under 18 support make up 20% of the population.
That sounds like good maths to me. Checks out.
It seems to be following the Tory nurse maths or Diane Abbott at the same time. Politicians seem to be very on their maths at the moment.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, yeah, it's going to be something like, well, actually, you'll find we're retaining the one person every year. So actually,
We're
in
gaining
10
an increase
years,
of one.
we've got...
The figure itself was misleading. I don't see why they didn't just say we'll be increasing 25,000. 25,000 and 50,000. There's still an increase. It's still good.
I think
So-
it's no mystery that
It's-
the Isle of Man
yeah.
government has never
Well,
been
here,
particularly
Good
committed
with
to...
climate change.
change.
Or
Climate
good with
change.
numbers either.
Yeah.
No, I think what's crucial now is you can't let them get away with just a token gesture.
No.
Because
Yeah.
token gesture doesn't do anything, and I'm glad to see Archie is holding them accountable.
Oh, yes.
Forget
Hashtag
China.
make accountable.
Straight to the
Yes,
source of the problem.
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which
Isle of Man
is
government.
how
And we got
failed.
some, I got some interesting
Sorry,
comments
Mr. Quayle.
from our, we do love the Facebook comments we get.
Oh,
in regards
yeah.
to anything climate change, politics, PolitiBabble. They're absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
And we got
Hashtag go back to school.
Does
Yes.
make us laugh.
That was the same, and I got called a silly. The group collective of protesters got just called a silly lot of middle class children who know nothing.
I mean, that does
Yes.
describe you, but
Yeah, me.
I know
but,
plenty
but,
of the
but,
people.
But the point is, they made the statement the whole group was middle class. And I said, why can you assume our socio-economic backgrounds when you don't know us?
Yeah.
And they said, oh, because the Isle of Man is mainly middle class. Does that make us
mean-
all middle class? No,
No.
of course not.
It's quick. It's yeah,
Yeah.
And nor are we silly, but you know.
but you know.
And they told me to live in an adult's world. And you know, PolitiBabble listeners, we're all in the same world here. You,
Yeah.
us,
Yeah.
everyone. It's our world, and it is not an adult world, not a child world. It's the world we all share.
Yeah.
It's a British world.
It's the fact we want to live in the
Yes.
world, which is why we're
British
committed
Empire, off we go.
To, which is why we're committed. I'm just ignoring it to fighting climate change because
Exactly.
if we don't, well, then no
Our
one's going to
planet,
live in the
alright.
world.
So join us if you're on the Isle of Man on the 11th of December at
Yes.
12:30 outside the beautiful wedding cake, otherwise known
Storm the
as the Timmel,
Bastille. Oh,
as the Timmel building in Douglas. Join us
Can
there.
I-
See you there.
still good.
Can I chain myself to Timwald? Yes or no?
I can't stop you.
Can I
Can't
mysteriously turn up to Timwald one day, maybe the 11th of December, and just, chain myself
Well,
to Timwald?
PolitiBabble will be covering that event live in that case.
Yes.
Stay tuned for more.
I hope that we do.
It's good. That'll be so awkward because Archie will be leading the protest. You'll be chained to a to a building, and
So
I'll
we
be
have
there.
our social media
I'll be there with a little
correspondent,
thing
Sam.
being like,
Yes.
I'm the only one left. One
So
of them's
our-
attached to a
yes.
building.
our friends over at the Isle of Man Student Climate Network, us, are hosting the 10th Climate Stripe, 11th of December,
Yes.
12:30, outside Timwald. See you there.
Yes.
Keep going,
Very,
you
very
crazy
nice.
comrades.
Yes.
Yes.
Uh,
crazy comrades.
But moving swiftly on, it is back to conservatism. Bojo.
Back to Bobo.
Bojo. I must say, Spitting Image, he's looking more like his puppet in Spitting Image. If you haven't watched
Yeah.
Spitting Image, highly recommend it. It's a satirical, puppet-based program. It's on YouTube, the full episodes, or BritBox, whichever you prefer.
Yeah. My theory is that the Conservative Party are slowly replacing him with an actual puppet.
Yeah.
I
No,
wouldn't
just-
be
you see,
surprised.
Boris Johnson doesn't actually appear as a puppet in Spitting Image. He just
It's
appears
him.
as himself.
It's
Yeah.
just
It's
Boris-
him.
and,
It's him.
and the lines are starting to
Yeah.
blur, and so
Yes, they
eventually
are, they
they'll
are.
just the metaphor will enter reality.
And
Yeah.
interesting,
I mean,
you might be thinking I describe myself as conservative, but I'm not fully behind Boris Johnson.
How dare you?
That's because the party is not the leadership, and I don't agree with
Yes.
everything Boris Johnson says.
Yeah.
Shock horror there.
Although
But
You know.
sorry.
All
sorry,
for different
go on.
reasons.
No, I
we,
would-
we
thank
dislike him.
I would also say, to a certain extent, you have to hold the party accountable for actions
Yes,
because they
of
do
course.
support them.
Yes.
Or you can make China accountable. But speaking
Yes.
of making China accountable,
No.
lockdown.
Lockdown, yeah.
So Boris was talking about if we have 5 days of Christmas, we might have to have 25 days of lockdown afterwards.
Yes, of course.
Is it worth it? I think no.
What are we? I'm
no,
with
nine.
I think, and like obviously, we're coming from a place where we don't have to socially distance, we don't have to wear masks, and we're not in lockdown. So
Yay!
we are.
The
Very
government
lucky.
shall not control us. That's a joke. We do highly advise if you're
Mm.
in the UK or another coronavirus country to wear masks, follow that social distancing,
Yeah.
Yes.
and keep us all safe.
Yes,
Get-
please.
Get through it quick like we did.
Yes.
But I think so. We are kind of very biased, and we don't fully understand how hard it is going to be. But I think all of us have family that
I mean, all my family
live
lives
in
the
England,
UK.
and my family live in Northern Ireland and England, and I haven't seen my grandma in like 2-3 years, and I was supposed to go see her this year, but obviously like Miss Rona said hi, so I understand not being able to see your family at Christmas. It is really hard, but if it's like, do I want 5 extra days of lockdown, or do I want a month of lockdown? Like, it's like, do I want to be able to see my family for 5 days, or do I want to be able to see them for 6 months a year?
Yeah. What is crucial is if we every time there's an important day or an important celebration, if we just say, oh, we can just we'll compromise it now, we'll never make it through this. And we can make it through this. It's absolutely possible.
Yeah.
Despite the handling of this government, which I'm going to say has not been spectacular.
And some brilliant news in that regard is the Moderna and the Pfizer vaccines are actually now proving 95% effective in those over 65.
Fake news.
Fake news.
It
is
yes.
fake. It's government tracking device.
Sorry, Brisha. Sorry,
No.
but it's proving very effective, and I think that's a brilliant revelation.
It is good. That's all we're gonna. None of us are gonna be like, oh no,
it's terrible news. I think we should all die of coronavirus. Thank you very much.
We should.
And coming and going from this topic, we've seen the comings and goings of Dominic Cummings from Epsilon 5. Yeah, Epsilon 5. Obviously, he's gone back to from Spitty Image. If you get the reference. He's disappeared from Downing Street. He's gone. He's goings.
Gollum's
he's no
out
longer
of the
Cummings.
cave.
He's
it's
no longer
remarkable.
Cummings. He's goings.
Yeah.
Yes.
He left with his. I think it was quite a stunt. Him leaving with his box. It's quite to say.
Yeah.
I'm leaving. I'm not happy with this leadership. I'm gone. Yeah. And number 10 expects some sort of retaliation from him. Interestingly.
Really?
I'm
because he's never one to go quietly.
No,
he's
Dominic Cummings.
And I won't go quietly either. Don't you two be getting any ideas.
We will not go quietly into the night. Yeah, he's a bit. Well, I mean, I'm glad he's out of the government, but now I'm wondering, wait, who's going to run the country? Like, hang on, wait, who's driving?
The country might.
Hang on.
If it's Dominic Cummings responsible for the debacle the UK government's done with maybe spending, etc., we might actually have some strong leadership from Bojo. Who knows? It's all yet to be decided.
Yeah.
I mean, bear in mind, if Dominic Cummings has been driving the wheel, he's just been doing it to test his eyesight. So, it's not... we've gone from having... Look... I'm not convinced that this government is going to magically start to
Maybe
be
Dominic
good.
Cummings was holding us back, Sam.
Well,
Maybe
he's actually had quite the career. Interestingly, according to BuzzFeed News, it's on a BBC article, and it came from the source is BuzzFeed.
Just go.
He had plans to knock through in Downing Street to create one open plan area with him and Boris Johnson's desks in the middle, and the workers surrounding him in circles.
It is a very Darth Vader Palpatine relationship.
It's very, very Star Wars. And
Why?
The plans were thrown out, and it didn't help that Downing Street is a Grade 1 listed building, which the planning permission would never ever be approved for that, because it's such an important.
You should have just done it anyway.
British architectural history there.
He strikes me as the kind of person who would have been like, "Hey, bunk beds, Boris."
I know we both have wives and children, but I want to tickle your toes while we sleep.
But it looks like a rocket.
But
it's in the shape of a waist crop.
He might have actually changed the planning rules to get that approved, but it didn't happen. There's been lots of differences between him and Boris Johnson's fiance, Carrie Simmons.
What if they're gay?
No.
What if they are gay lovers?
You can't. Moving on.
We do
Someone
not
start
endorse
writing.
or condone this action by Brisha. Thank you. Brisha loves the Wattpad ideas with writing fan fiction.
They are.
we must say.
Fair, it was
They
just
are gay boys,
it's a
and you
question,
can't convince
free
me
speech.
otherwise.
It's
Freedom
a
of
question.
speech, we allow you, but Sam and I cannot condone that.
I'm just not going to call
I'm
the Prime
speaking
Minister.
for Sam there.
You know what, Archie? That's all right. I'll forgive you this once.
Sam also supports the Conservative Party, coming right from the words of Sam.
I'm actually the direct descendant of Robert E. Lee, famous Conservative Confederate general. No, I'm alas no.
No.
If
You
only.
wish. You wish.
Maybe one day.
But we've had it's been quite a week actually.
It has.
We've been quite busy over in the UK.
I had some debating on this week, which is great fun.
Did you win?
With King William's
You did,
College,
yeah.
and we won.
We
We thrashed them. Yeah, it's all about animal testing. So
Oh.
yeah,
And what was
Are
your
you- are
verdict
you
for the?
for or
I am
against?
pro animal testing for medical research.
Yeah. I wouldn't say
Not
makeup,
because
but-
cosmetics. It's already been banned, interestingly, in the EU, as it should
Yeah.
have been, because there are plenty of alternatives, but there's no alternative currently in medical testing.
Yeah. That was actually the position I took when I was doing philosophy. One of my first philosophy essays was the morality of animal testing, and I took that same stance. So
Yeah.
good job.
Thank you. We all
The
agree on something, which is odd.
Fun fact about animal testing.
Oh no. Is this
so
fun?
if they have like 20 guinea pigs, but
Is this fun?
but they like get a vaccine and
Sure.
10, then they just kill the other 10 off. Just like they just
But
Just-
what are you supposed to do? What would you do with them?
I would
Do you
teach
eat
them,
meats?
sell
Do you
them to
eat
the pet
meats?
store
Do
or
you eat
something.
meats? Pretty sure.
I'd give them. You about what?
Do you eat meat?
Yes.
Ah, there
I
we
do.
are. It says killing, so you should have a problem with killing animals.
I know, but I just think it's very funny. Well, not
I'd
funny,
like to apologise
but
for
very
the
weird.
second episode in a row for the weird tangent that Frasier and Archie have gone on.
I
Yes.
am thinking about going vegan for like a month just to
Please,
see. Like,
very good. I would commend that.
The thing is, though, like I really like cake,
Kate,
and I just don't
become
think.
vegetarian
I mean,
though.
yeah,
but
my
I think
recommendation
no,
is-
but I want to do vegan for a month because all those. Like,
That's hard.
I know very nice vegans.
I
but
like cheese too
There's
much.
the occasional pretentious vegan that's like, oh, you eat cheese.
I've been,
You're a piece of poo.
What you think?
I've-
I'm vegetarian.
Yeah.
I love cheese. Couldn't go vegan for the
Yeah.
life of me. Honestly, no.
I've done kind of spurts of being
Yeah,
vegetarian,
yeah.
which is doable.
Yeah.
Vegan's really hard,
And it's good. It's
though.
good for the environment to eat
Yeah.
less meat.
and for your health.
Yeah, and for your health. There we are.
See, that's the
We're not,
thing.
I'm not calling.
I
I'm
wanna
not
be
morally
a
condemning. I
s-
just
I
think it's
wanna-
interesting. It's very interesting.
I want to be a skinny legend. So if I become vegan, I'll eat less cake and I'll eat the healthy vegan cake, which looks like
Which-
dog poo.
Which isn't actually healthier.
Yeah.
Is the irony.
It genuinely looks like disgusting. And
Which-
I mean that in the nicest way
Yeah.
possible.
And on that auspicious note, it's time
Yeah.
to wrap up
Yes.
this
It's
episode
wrapping up,
of
PolitiBabble
PolitiBabble
Newscast.
Newscast.
I think it's
Yes.
been quite a week in the news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
hope everyone's staying safe. Everyone's having a good time.
And we'll try and get this
Vibing and
video published. If
thriving.
you're listening to audio, it's probably because the virtual media director's having problems
Yeah.
once again.
The
Not
ca-
because of Sam this time.
There was no need for that, Archie. There
Sorry,
was
I
no
apologise.
need.
Apologies.
Shade.
And we actually discovered we are on the Max Radio website's webcam when we're in the studio.
Yeah.
So
give it away.
hello, if that appeared and you saw us on the webcam on Thursday
Yeah.
nights. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Whoa, yeah. We're done. That's
Hugs
PolitiBabble.
and
Hugs and
kisses.
kisses, yes.
You've been
PolitiBabble.
PolitiBabbled.
Yay.
You
Bye.
interrupted me there.
It's
Join
a
us next
pleasure.
week.
We're done.